Hello, I'm Cheri, and I want to welcome you to my home. I'm excited that I am participating with another quilty content creators in the Festive Threads collaboration. It's going to be October 2nd through the 11th. We each got to pick a theme for a holiday or a season that we liked, from anywhere from fall to Christmas. Then we were to do a project of our choice. I do have a cheat sheet here, have to let you know that. You will find the list and links in the description box in this video, so that you can go to each person's channel. And what you need to do is you need to watch each one as they drop each night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when they're going to drop, starting the introductory video will be October 1st, and then it'll be through the 11th. And you will, what you need to do is subscribe, to each of our channels and watch the videos throughout, because we're going to have a giveaway. We're giving away a $50 gift certificate, and in our videos, what we're going to do is have keywords or a key color that we may want to express throughout our video. Listen for those keywords or signals that we give you to let you know that that's the keyword, because you'll end up going in and later filling out a Google form, and it'll have questions and it'll ask what our keywords were. So write it down, sit down, sit back, relax, put your jams on, get some hot chocolate, and join us. And I wanted to say that during the chat I will be on, and if you have any questions about the project I'm working on, just ask. That would be great. So anyway, you can see that one of the projects that I'm doing is the Christmas tree skirt. So let's go. Let's get going. Okay, this is the pattern I'm going to do, and it is from Shabby Fabrics, and it is called the Bargello Christmas Tree Skirt. I thought that was pretty. So just to let you see, I'm going to put this here. This is the fabrics I've chosen: green, red, and then my whites or creams. And they wanted me to have 4 of each fabric. Now, I don't have the backing fabric picked out yet, and I'll have to have binding fabric too. It comes with, you get a quilt as you go tree skirt panel that you want to purchase. It's by June Taylor. There you go. And it comes with a wedge to cut your Dresdens. I call them Dresdens, so. Okay, what I'm going to do is get my fabric ready and start cutting. They do show that they're getting fabric by the yard with a fabric, and I'm using fat quarters. I believe that I can get the same amount of strips out that I need. And the first thing they want me to do is to cut strips. Now, Yes, these strips are 2.5 inch wide. So you could use a jelly roll. Now these strips will get subcut into different lengths, which I am going to do after I get all my strips cut. Put this here. So this is how I get the next one. Let's see, get this in. And I'll do this with all my colors. And you know what? I want to do this the long way. I want to do this the 22 inch in length and not in the 18. So I'll lay this up. I'm just going to line it up and square it up a little bit. All right, now I have my first step done. I've got all my strips that I needed in my colors I needed cut into 2.5 inch strips. And now I will go on to the next step. And it wants me to cut into different lengths. So I will do it by color. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm cutting them into the different lengths that I'm going to need to make my wedges. And I am stacking them in order. Now what I'll do is after I get them all cut, I'll lay them on top of each other. And then I'm going to mark them, whether it's wedge 1, 2, 3, and I'll continue that till I get through 16. You can use the alphabet if you want. I'm just checking right here just to see what's that I have everything I needed, and I'm going on to the next strip and going and cutting this one. You'll see that I end up stacking strips later on here so that I can go through this much faster. So I'm really enjoying doing this Christmas tree skirt. It is going to go to my granddaughter-in-law. So she should be able to enjoy this Christmas tree skirt. Now I'm just going to take a moment and I am going to kind of decide how I want to lay these out. As you can see, it's for this right here. So Get my papers out. You can see I'll do section 1, 2, 3, go on through. I'm going to use this so I can see the picture of how I should be. I'm going to be right back. Okay, I have my pieces all cut. They're all over here. They're by size, not in any special arrangement. It may make it more difficult for me as I'm putting it together, but this is what I'm going to go with. What I'm going to do is I'll take, this is my third layer. I already did 2 other ones. I'll show you those, but I just am going to lay them on top of each other. And take them to the sewing machine and sew. So I'll sew these together and I'll be back to show you how I trim them. Okay, I have, like I told you, I have done this, sewn this in together and trimmed it. I did 2 more sections and I wanted to show you what I do. What I have done is, just so you understand that as you're doing your sections, if you notice, this one has been dropped off from the bottom and this one has replaced the bottom. It ends up going alternating like that. And then I'll drop this one off and this one will be the bottom. I'll do that till I've gone through my fabrics and then I start back where the bottom one here ends up being on the top. And it's supposed to give a swirl effect, like a Bargello. But I wanted to show you my template came, but it does have a little curve in it. I marked these so I know which ones is which, because that'll make a difference when I'm laying it out on the batting. I am laying this here. Make sure I get it right here. And they have the lines here so that I know that I'm at least on the, got my width correct. And I got room on both sides to do this. Now I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to lay it down over top of the template. Hopefully I do not trim it. You might see the top of my head here as I'm cutting. Let me move this just a hair. There. If you do, I apologize. Okay, I got that side. Take this, I'm going to flip it. I don't worry about the excess that is at the top and at the bottom because I'll trim that when it's on the, when I get it sewn on the batting and I do the trimming. So I just want to line this back up, get my lines correct, and this part. Put my ruler back on top. I'm just trying to make sure I can see this good. All right, I think that's pretty good. And here we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim it down like that. I wanted to show you this right away here. I'm going to put my number 2 over here. And I'm going to pin it again because I want to remember what it is. I want to just show you more. You can tell how they're going to go together. And you'll match the seams will end up being matched. And and you'll go down like a stair step. So these don't get sewn together. I sew these together, I'm sorry, on the batting. So as I'm doing it and putting it together, I do it so it's actually like a quilt as you go. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting all my pieces I need for this, and I'll let you know the next step. All right, I have changed my mind, and I am not going to quilt as you go on the batting. I am going to sew the seams. Reason being is I felt that I could get the seams matched up much better, and handling the pieces of this would be much easier than dealing with batting also. You can see here that I have laid it out, kind of trying to decide how it's going to lay out and look. I want to share with you where I'm at. You can see that this batting that came with it is sectioned off. And what they do is they have you actually quilt as you go. Put the two pieces together, sew down those lines, fold back, do the next section. But I thought I could get my seams a lot more lined up by not doing that. So what I'm doing is I'm changing up just like any other quilter does. And I am going to use this batting, but I'm going to put a backing on, and then I'm going to put it on my long arm. You can do this on your domestic sewing machine if you want. You can just then sew down each wedge in between the seams or beside the seams, whatever you decide to do. So I am going to let you know that this is one of the things I do is make wedges like this, and then I'll sew them together. That way it's workable and it's not too big. So I'll be back. Hey, look what I found. It's a vintage tablecloth. Isn't that cool? And that's going to be the backing for this. I'm excited. So, and then I'll have plenty left over for other projects. Thank you for joining in tonight, and I'd like you to take time to check out the other creators' projects that they will be doing. There will be a list at the end of this video and an explanation on the giveaway. Thank you again.